never gives up. He's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air. G.I. Joe! G.I. Joe is there!
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained Special Mission Force. Its purpose? To defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare. G.I. Joe.
Hey everybody, Mac here. Good morning and welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoons. What I have in front of me are two of the G.I. Joe classified Cobra Island exclusives. We have the Cobra Trooper and we have Firefly. Now, if you remember in my last video about G.I. Joe, I told you that things were they were getting easier to get them from Target. Target had re-released all of them for this, I forget what they're calling it, some sort of Summer Geek Fest or something, where they re-released a lot of hard-to-get figures. I think they took an apology and turned it into an event, because it wasn't just Cobra Island exclusives. They did Star Wars, they did Power Rangers, they did a bunch of stuff that they kind of dropped the ball on the exclusives, and people weren't able to get them. So now they've gone over the summer. Tomorrow, I think, is the last day, maybe. Well, no, actually today. I'm sorry. Tomorrow, when I'm recording this, today, meaning today, Saturday. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What we have here is Firefly and the Cobra Trooper, as I said. Two that I didn't really think I was going to bother getting, because I have the Cobra Infantry, which you saw the review for that, and this is basically the same thing, just with a little bit of different deco and some new accessories. And Firefly, I was using Havoc from the Fortnite series to stand in for him, but when I saw these two come up, I thought, why not? So now I have pretty much everything either in hand or on order that I need for this line, except for Beachhead, and that's annoying me, just because, first of all, he's the last one I need to get all the figures that I want. Not all of the figures, just all the figures I want. And two, it was my own fault that I didn't get him. So, what we have here, you can see we have the Cobra Island logo on there. We have individual artwork down on the corner with the big windows showing you all of the accessories that are inside. I like that they kind of show everything. Nothing's really hidden. The art moves around to the side. I really like the Cobra Trooper over here. Firefly's okay. All these drones coming out of an explosion, but I really like the Cobra Trooper, and then all the infantry down here. Then on the back, we have the Cobra Island map that I know, depending on the wave and the figure, there are different areas of the map that are highlighted. I'm not really sure why that is. I didn't bother paying attention to that because I didn't think I was going to be able to get that many of these because they were selling out. But I do think it's cool that they highlight individual areas like the docks here, the bridge. I'm guessing this is some sort of hangar with the runway. Cobra Island is really small on this. It's not even really an island. It's just like an active volcano that they built a supervillain base into the side of. And then, of course, we have these on the side here, which these are supposed to be the new file cards. This is dumb. I'm not a fan of this. Oh, look, 1221. I'm not a fan of this. I just wish they had regular file cards on them. So, let's not waste any more time with the packaging. Let's get these open, get them out, and take a look at Cobra Trooper and Firefly. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Cobra Trooper because we've pretty much already taken a look at him when we had the Cobra Infantry. If you didn't see that video, there's a card and link for that. But he's basically the same character. The only difference is a lot of his paint apps have changed. And I know when I did the Cobra Infantry, I said that I thought that there was only some paint differences, like the red armband, which we'll take a look at. But what I forgot to mention, the audacity of me, I know, is that the vest is black on the Cobra Trooper, whereas on the Cobra Infantry it's blue. As a matter of fact, you can see that a lot of the armor of the Cobra Infantry is blue. Like the arms and the gloves on the Infantry is blue. The Trooper is black. Same on both sides. And you can also see that the Infantry has these black painted marks on his legging, on his pants, whereas the Trooper, this is the Trooper, this is the Infantry, yeah. Whereas the Trooper just has all blue pants. And also the Infantry has a little bit more scuffing on his knee pads, if you take a look at that, than the than the Trooper has. Like, he's seen a little bit more action, and this guy has pretty much been calling the shots from the tent. And it wouldn't surprise me, because I think they're playing up that the Trooper here is what was the Cobra officer in the vintage line. Because one of the accessories that you'll see in a second when we start looking at his accessories is he does have a rank badge that goes on his arm. But other than that, and you'll see even more resemblances once we get all of his accessories out. Other than that, he is the same mold, just different paint apps. Everything on these two is the same. So let's take him aside, and let's start looking at his accessories. We're going to start from the top down, and let's go over articulation first, even though we've done it already. Head will do a full 360. He can look down. He can look way up. Butterfly shoulder. Arms can go about to 90, and then they stop. Full 360 spin. Double jointed elbows. Wrist swivel. Pivot in and out instead of... Oh, wait, this one is up and down. I didn't realize that when I was playing around with it. This one is up and down, and this one is in and out. The one that you're predominantly going to put the weapon in is in and out, and this one is up and down. That doesn't make any sense to me. All right. Despite the armor, or despite the harness, he can crunch forward. Not so much back. He has a waist pivot. Drop down legs, can come out to the sides. Forward. Back. Double jointed knees. Some really good travel. Thigh cut. Boot cut. Ankle forward facing pin for an ankle rock. And back and front. Back and front. So you see he has all the articulation that the Infantry had. He has all of the articulation that pretty much every G.I. Joe figure has. Now, let's get on to the accessories. We'll start from the top and work our way down. One of the things that he has that the Trooper did not have, this is the Trooper, that the Infantry did not have, is this little pair of goggles. It's just a rubber band that fits around his eyes. And he actually looks really cool when you can take a look at him. And also something else to take a look at is that you'll notice he does have a little bit more paint on his mask, giving it a much more metallic look, where, once again, if we look at our Infantry, he just has a black mask. But he looks really good with the goggles on, whether they're night vision or something like that, image enhancers, whatever you want them to be. And then he can leave the goggles on when he puts his helmet on, and he has almost a fully enclosed face. Looks really menacing. I really like that. Really like that. Weapon-wise, he has the same dual pistols that the Infantry had, and it fits into his harness. One in the front, one at his back. He has this small knife, which it really bothers me that these knives, they just do them all in black. Couldn't we at least get a silver blade on them, guys? As a matter of fact, I wish the weapons, especially after looking at those other G.I. Joe 6-inch figures, I wish the weapons would be painted. He has his assault rifle here, which, once again, we're looking at this, it's very Nerf. It's very laser gun, it's very Nerf looking, very video game. But it is what it is. He has these, if you remember, he has these pegs on the back here that the weapons just fit right in. He also comes with this. And this is cool because even though it's still like very much like a big Nerf gun, a big laser gun, the Cobra Infantry, or the Cobra officer from the vintage line, came with a sniper rifle, or a bolt action rifle. It was a Russian, I think it was a Dragunov, I think it's pronounced. And this reminds me very much of that. But this also reminds me, because it does have this laser look to it, this also reminds me of the Baroness's rifle that she came with. So when I get my Baroness in, she may end up getting this, and I may find something else for our trooper here to use. But this is really cool. It looks good in his hand, but because it has this enclosed stock back here, it's kind of a bear to get into his hand. You really have to pry the fingers open to get it in there. But you can see it has a peg. It has a peg on back as well that it just pegs into his harness. Gets in the way of his pistol a little bit, so you might have to angle them, sort of side sling them on his back. He looks really cool fully outfitted, though. I do like this. And then the final accessory that he gets, like I said, is he does have this rank insignia. Just a small piece of rubber, and you have to slide it up on his arm. And it can be a little bit of a tight fit getting over his arm piece here. One thing that I found is it's easier if you pop the hand off first and then slide it up. Slide it up onto his bicep. Get it to fit. And there you go. You have your fully outfitted Cobra Trooper. Which, like I said, to me, this is an officer. So it doesn't bother me that I'm only going to be able to get, that I only have one for right now, because he'll look good with my two other troopers, my two infantry, leading them into battle against the Joes. Okay, now here we have Firefly, and if you thought the Cobra Trooper came with a lot of accessories, oh, wait till you see this guy. But first, we're going to put the tape measure to him. I know I forgot to do it for the Trooper, but if you look at the infantry, he's the same height. And putting the tape measure to Firefly here, he comes in at just 6 1/4 inches tall, so he is on par with the rest of the series, the rest of the line. Now, we look at his articulation. His head can do a full 360 spin, but because of this big armor piece, it kind of hinders him. He can look down a little bit, but his chin gets caught in the armor. He can go back much more, which is cool. His arms can come out to the sides. Now, this piece right here, this is just a loose piece of rubber attached to the harness, or to his chest armor. So he can still get this arm up, and this pushes up out of the way. He does have the butterfly joint in there, but because of the bulk of this vest, it really, you really got to work it to get moving. Arm does a full rotation, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, and pivot in and out, I think, on both of them. Nope, this one, once again, is up and down, but because of the sleeves on his uniform, the in and out moves easy. The up and down, not so much. Hold on. Maybe I just got to loosen it up a little. There we go. There's a huge pin on there, too. There we go, a little looser. Now, there we go. He has a little bit of an ab crunch, but man, does it stick. This big piece of plastic on him really hinders movement. He can move back a little bit, too. He has a waist twist, just like the Cobra Trooper did. Drop down legs, can come out to the sides at 90. Forward, back, thigh swivel, double jointed legs, boot cuts, forward facing pin for an ankle rock, and back and front. Now, if we take a look at Firefly, I can't speak for the torso because I can't see it underneath this rubber, and I'm sure if I popped his arms off, popped his head off, I'd be able to pull this up. But because Firefly was so hard to get, I'm not going to take any chances on breaking him. I'm just going to leave him the way he is. So I don't know what's underneath the armor. The legs, though, I'm pretty sure that the legs, let's get some light on here. I'm pretty sure that these legs are Destro's legs, right down to the boots. And they're just painted with that urban camo look to them. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. All right. The arms, they have this quilted, this like sweaterish look to them, very much like his mask here, which the original Firefly had. So I think the arms are a new sculpt. I think the arms are original, especially when you get down to these sleeve protectors down here. I'm pretty sure the arms are new. The head is definitely new. And look at that. I know I said that the Cobra Infantry, the Cobra Trooper, is a very expressive through the eyes, but look at Firefly. The difference between those two. Firefly has seen some stuff. There's no doubt about it. Some things have gone wrong for Firefly in the past. Now, as far as accessories go, he too comes with a headband and a set of goggles. But you'll notice that there's a little antenna sticking up out of here, because I think that is for, if you put these on him, I think the purpose of his goggles, in addition to maybe night vision, get on there, is that he can use those to see through the eye of his drone while it's in flight. He comes with this little drone here, which is a really cool looking piece. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's why he has that antenna on there, that when this is flying around, the idea is he can monitor it through his goggles. And he even has, let me get this out, stand him up here. He even comes with this little control pad right here that he can use to control the drone. A little tablet, which I'm assuming this dial is used for steering. I think this is really cool. I think this is a really cool addition, because a lot of times they would just put the drone on there and no way to control it. So I'm really glad they included that. And then you have his backpack here, which is backpack with all these tools in it and everything. This is actually very reminiscent of the vintage backpack, because his vintage backpack had a compartment that would open up, and he had like socket wrenches, wire cutters, screwdrivers, things all molded into it. So I like that they sort of incorporated that into this version of Firefly, and you can see all of these tools in his backpack, and they painted them silver, which I greatly appreciate. They're just not black molded into the backpack. They actually stand out. I really like that. He has this for his weapon, which once again, we're taking a look at like a Nerf style gun. I mean, there's no sense harping on it anymore. It is what it is. Although I think the next set coming out, Breaker, Barbecue, Roadblock, Heavy Artillery Roadblock, I think the next set of figures coming out has a little bit more of a real-world look to some of their weapons. And then he has this, which cracks me up. Like this Looney Tunes looking, old school, just a stack of dynamite taped together with a fuse and some wires on top. Like, this is some Looney Tunes stuff right here, and I love that they included it with him. Everything he has actually fits on this backpack, on his utility backpack as well, and I really like that. We start with this stick of dynamite here, this bundle of dynamite. You see it has this tab on the backpack right here. You can also see that it's kind of offset. It's kind of offset here. Focus. See how that is? That's because if you look inside here, I don't know if you can see, but it's uneven. There's a slot in here that not only does this fit onto his backpack, I forgot to mention, he can also hold the dynamite with this by using it this way. Same way that the Fortnite figures hold a lot of their accessories. They just put their fingers in the slot. Now, you can see that the slot is uneven, so there's only one way. You can't put it on this way. It won't fit. So you have to turn it around, and there's only one way that it fits on, and it just clicks on like that. Okay? Now, the control panel, the control tablet for his drone fits into this back here, and you can see that there's an indent where this control knob will go, and that just pops right on. His weapon has this peg right here on the side that it just pegs right into this hole on the side of the pack. There we go. And then finally his drone, you see that he has these two little feet right here, down here, and the backpack has these two slots in the top that the feet for the drone just plug right in there. He looks down. All right. and then everything just plugs in, and Firefly is ready to go. And I absolutely love that. I think that is great. I know all of the Joes, or pretty much all of the Joes, are capable of packing and carrying all of their gear on them at once, but I just love how everything, this is very utility, this is very Firefly, everything has a place, everything fits in that pack, and everything is easily carried on him. Now, we take a look at the armor here. You can see he has this huge blast collar that comes up. Like if you ever saw the Hurt Locker, I think that's what it was. If you ever saw the Hurt Locker with the bomb disposal unit in the military, this is very reminiscent of those blast suits that they would wear, especially with this high collar protecting the neck. Of course, he doesn't have a helmet to protect his noggin, which is probably why he has these jacked up eyes. I also like how he has what I'm assuming C4 across the front of his vest. Why he would carry that up front where he gets shot at, I don't know. But he also has all of these grenades stacked up on his shoulder here too. So I really like this. I really like the Cobra symbol off on the side, this field of black with that bright red Cobra. That is really sharp looking. Let's see if I can focus in on that. That's really sharp right there. And here they are with Cobra Commander. You can see that they pretty much line up just right with the rest of the G.I. Joe Classified line. He's the only one I have out right now. But honestly, if you have the Cobra Trooper, you know how tall he is. And you can see that Firefly mixes in real well with the rest of the line. Here they are with Jazzware's Legendary Series Fortnite Havoc. And you can see the size difference between Firefly and Havoc, although this does look very much like a vintage version. So much so that, honestly, if he was a little taller and matched up in size to this guy, I might have actually tried to do a head swap. Between these two and put the new Firefly head on Havoc's body. But as it stands, it always kind of bugged me how short Havoc is as Firefly compared to some of the rest of the Cobra Troopers. And here they are next to Lanyard Toys City Hunter Predator and the Xenomorph Drone. And finally, here they are with Wicked Cool Toys Spartan Series Master Chief, and I believe it is the Spartan 5B model. Have I mentioned how much I love these figures, by the way? So these were two figures that I really didn't think I was going to get, mainly because they were Cobra Island exclusives, and also because I figured I kind of had them. I had Havoc for Firefly, and I had a Cobra Infantry for the Cobra Trooper here. But when it's all said and done, I am glad that I have them, not only because it's going to help complete my collection, but because having them now, I realize that if I hadn't had them, my collection would be missing something, especially with Firefly, but also because now my Cobra Troopers have an officer to lead them, and I really like that. I always liked having the officers when I was a kid, leading the infantry into battle. It just always looked good to me. I just always really enjoyed the look of it. So, I have these two. Like I said, for a while there, Target was making it really easy to get all these Cobra Island exclusives again. The only one I'm missing is Beachhead. As of the time of this recording, Firefly is actually still up for sale on Target's website. Firefly and Barbecue are both still up for sale. So go to Target, check it out, get your hands on one if you haven't yet. We have more G.I. Joes coming, because like I said, I have a stack here on hand, and I have more coming. So, until the next time we take a look at them, play well, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare. G.I. Joe!